So I'm going to go OK there and move on. And back in Photoshop with this image, I can see that I have, yeah, that's heaps better. Perhaps some more steps as I work through in Photoshop is to take care of some of this. I can see some color patterning there, which is a bit ugly. We'll fix that up, but that's for another day. I am going to get rid of the layer mask and move on to my final image that I'm going to work with. Same process, convert for smart filters, too easy, and apply the camera raw filter. So the issues that I have are fairly similar to the others, but you know, obviously, first of all, I need to take care of this this white clip. And I'm just going to start by dragging the white slider all the way down. Same as Photoshop, if I hold the Option key, I can get a highlight of exactly what's happening. So, you know, if I really want to bury that problem, I can just drop it down there and, you know, -100. There's still one tiny little piece there, but that's okay. So you can see how that's sort of rolled off and dampened the contrast a little bit. We'll come back to fixing all of that. Speaking of contrast, let's see what we can get out of the black. So I'm dropping the very darkest tones by adjusting the black slider, and I can see where I've got the highlight warning, or low light in this case, telling me that it's too much. So I'm just going to go for about halfway through the range, so -50 odd. That should be pretty good. Having dropped the whites right down, I perhaps should be able to find some room to bring some highlights back in. I can see I'm getting that little problem at the top there. Let's see what we can see. I'm going to leave that where it is at 100 and think about how the shadows might affect things too. And maybe I'll leave the shadows for the moment, I think. I was thinking about opening those up. If I go back in the other direction with the shadows, I can see I'm crushing those blacks in there, but I reckon if anything, it would be something fairly subtle, like about 25. Overall, the exposure could probably come back a bit, which will help the contrast. Just watching that sky darken, and it's also taken care of my my highlight problem over there has sort of fixed itself up a little bit by dropping the overall exposure. But let's see, have we got any room in the contrast area? Ooh, that's ugly. Let's go about halfway. Typing the letter P. Now that is 100 times better than the original, although I do just need to once again knock back the overall image saturation just a smidge. Far more dramatic, more detail in the clouds, lovely blue sky. That's looking pretty good. I was going to OK that, and there we have our basic adjustments to image tone using the camera raw filters. Non-destructive and awesome.